4 people.
All right. Four loyal followers or 4 people who just inquisitive and want to know what's going on with these crazy jackpot gents?
Yeah, so how's it going, everybody? So I'm Matt Borey from the Jackpot Gents and the American Casino Guidebook. This is my dad, Steve Borey, from both as well. How's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Let's see. So we're trying to do these things once a week, every Monday. We're doing some little Q&A sessions here, and we're going to answer everybody's questions. I guess one thing that I wanted to talk about first that we found interesting was this. If anybody's been seeing this case about this lady from MGM Casinos that hit what is it, $127,000 jackpot, I think.
I believe $127,000 at the MGM Grand Detroit.
Yes, and they're saying they're not going to pay her because they claim she was trespassed 4 years previous. And she's claiming it wasn't her that was trespassed, and it was her sister or cousin or something.
No, she said there was a misunderstanding. They thought she was getting into some argument with a stranger, but she was having a disagreement with her cousin, she said. And then, unknown to her, she said that they had trespassed her, but she never knew it. They never notified her, and she kept going back for like 4 years, 5 years. And now all of a sudden, when she won $127,000, they said, "Oh, we're not going to pay you because you've been trespassed."
Yeah, and you know what? They're not in a hurry to pay her back all the money that I'm sure she lost over those previous 4 years. So it's really they're just looking for a reason to not pay, which sounds about right. So yeah.
Well, they could refuse. Well, if they refuse to pay her, then they should at least pay her for all the money she's lost in all those years. She was playing there. She wasn't supposed to be playing there. Now, it never mentioned whether or not she was getting offers in the mail, which would really make their case rather thin for MGM Grand. Because if you're going to trespass somebody, you shouldn't be sending them offers, enticing them to come back into the casino. So it'll be interesting. There was no mention in the article. You can Google it out there, and you'll read the article from the Detroit Free Press.
And I know that when it comes to advantage players, professional gamblers that have been trespassed, if they send you a mailer, I believe it is legal precedent that your trespass is no longer valid if they have invited you to come back.
I was not aware of that, but it makes sense. Because how can you be trespassed if they're inviting you to come back in?
Yeah, I know several people that happened to. They were trespassed, got a mailer, went back, and then were told that they were going to be arrested, and then they had the mailer in their hand, and it was proof that they were invited back. Yeah.
Hey, lucky Mr. B is here. Mr. Brain, too? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Brain, I'm sorry I did not get back to your message, but we're doing a members-only live stream tonight after the regular live stream, and I plan on going through those 2 Ultimate X Gold machines, the 2 new ones. So make sure you're there for that, Mr. Brain. I'm going to try and get down early and see if I can find anything ahead of time.
Yeah, the last time Matt found something good ahead of time, we lost $2,000. So yeah, maybe it's better if you don't find anything good, Matt.
Well, that's just because you wanted to quit early, Dad.
Quit early? You were killing the bankroll. It's a good machine, but you got to get lucky. You got to get those 4 of a kind. You don't get 4 of a kind in that, you're going to get crushed.
Addie Coco's here. Yes.
All right.
Oh, and lucky Mr. B got 3 jackpots in Reno. Well, congratulations there.
Well, where do you play in Reno?
Yeah, we were actually just talking about looking for a place to film in Reno, lucky Mr. B. So let us know where that is, because we'd love to.
Okay,
I'll give you a call after, Mr. Brain.
I hear a lot of people play at the Peppermill. I don't know if they're looking for people to play there or what's up. Because we're doing our live stream tonight. If you're not familiar, it'll be tonight at 8 o'clock. We're going to the Hard Rock, Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, the big guitar hotel here. They're going to be building one of those in Las Vegas on the Strip in front of the old Mirage.
There we go. That's better.
So tonight we will be doing that for 1 hour.
Mm.
And then, Matt, did you want to try and do another live stream earlier this evening?
We might do another. I was thinking of doing another vertical live stream as well before the live stream because they got the new Power Stacks machines at the Hard Rock, which apparently have been there for a few weeks and we just missed. But since it's a giant vertical machine, it would do well on a vertical live stream. So we've thought about it. We haven't figured out 100% or not, but yeah.
They
Ooh,
also
lucky
have
Mr. B got
they brought in a whole
$2,000
bunch of
hand pay on Joker Poker and twice on the same machine at Atlantis. Okay.
Atlantis. Oh, he did play a Peppermill though.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with us, we are a father and son dynamic duo that we have a 2 channels, a live play channel, the Jackpot Gents, where we stream ourselves playing video poker every single day, or we put a new video up every day and we live stream once a week on Mondays. And we have the educational channel that I'm live from now, American Casino Guide book. That where we teach people how to be better gamblers and let their money stretch longer in the casinos. And one of the best ways to do that is to play video poker. Right, Dad?
Yes, most of the channels out there are playing slot machines. Slot
Mm-hmm.
machines are not good to play. The casino edge is much higher. We've been playing for what, like a year and a half now, and we have actually made money. We're probably the only ones that post our results after every video. We let you know how we're doing for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And
We started in like March or April last year.
Mhm.
Ended up making money at the end of the year because we hit a few big hands right at the end of the year. And then this year, we are up for this year too. I think over $10,000 now. We film about a week or so ahead of time, so you guys who follow the channel might not know we're up that much, but we got some great videos coming out in the next week or so.
And funny enough, that Matt was hitting all those big hand pays coming up
Without Dad.
without me. But he's done that before, but not quite like this. This was like the luckiest streak I've ever seen.
Yeah,
So,
I think I hit 11. It was like somewhere like 9 or 11 hand pays in one day of filming while my dad was on a cruise. So
and it was crazy because earlier this year we could not hit anything. We were down over
we were
$18,000.
yeah, I think we were down $18,000 in April, and now it's the first week of July, and we'll be up 10,000. So
Yeah, so that's
well, thank you, Eddie.
look forward to if you're going to the casino playing every
Mm-hmm.
day. You got these wild swings in your bankroll, but still, you're better off playing video poker than a slot machine because there's a skill involved. If you know how to play your hands properly, you'll do a lot better. And overall, the casino edge is much lower against you as a video poker player. Anybody have
Mm-hmm.
any general casino questions out there?
Well, you see that Mr. Brain said the play on Ultimate X Gold was good this morning, even though we lost. And Adam says you're due to go on a cruise, Dad. Do you have another cruise coming up?
Yes, your mother and I are going in August. August the 1st, we're going to Rotterdam, which is about 35 miles from Amsterdam. Yeah.
Amsterdam. Yeah, Rotterdam is in Netherlands, right?
Right. So it's 35 miles, and that's where the cruise leaves from. Then we're going to Iceland and Scotland. And then we come back. It's a 12-day cruise. We're going to go on another 12-day cruise. Now, we got all these for free. The cruises were free based on our play. We're having a great time. And I always tell people, video poker is a great game. And it's a really, really great value. If you go on Royal Caribbean or Celebrity, they have a great players club. We've been able to take advantage of the benefits. And now we've reached the next tier. We had to get 100,000 points in the Players Club, which is $200,000 coin in on video poker. Sounds like a lot, but it's really not that hard to do, and it's easy. You're going to lose.
We
You're
have two
expected to
questions here.
lose, but you'll save a lot of money over buying the cruise. It's really a really good value.
So the first question was from Lucky Mr. B. He said, when did you start playing video poker? What prompted you to start? He started last year playing triple double bonus only.
Are you are you asking me when I started?
It was to both of us.
Oh, well, I taught you all about video poker, but I used to play blackjack, and I learned to count cards in blackjack. I was self-taught, but I was always I was never brave enough to put a lot of money out there. And I had been, because I used to write the American Casino Guidebook. I wrote that for 28 years, and then you came along. And you helped me about what 15 years ago, and
I believe we found out in an interview the other day it was 20 years ago after we did the math.
that you joined.
Yeah, I joined when I was 15, and I'm 35 now, Dad.
Oh, that sounds. I feel old, but I am old.
That made me feel old too. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Lucky Mr. B.
Oh, thank you.
Fist bumping bird. I like that.
So I used to play blackjack, and I didn't bet a lot of money. I had like $10 to $50, but I think you got supposed to have an 8-to-1 spread when it's when you're in blackjack. You basically bet the same amount until the count is in your favor, and then you increase your bet. The higher the count is in your favor, the more money you're supposed to bet. But I was never, someone who was willing to bet hundreds of dollars. And so I was a small limit player. I just want to see whether it worked or not. I did it for about 3 years. And yes, it did work. But I didn't bet enough to really qualify for much in the way of comps. And then I always was fascinated by video poker and found out the comps are much, much better because you're treated like a slot player. And
Or
the
you were back
casinos
then.
love slot players. The only thing is, usually you have to put in twice as much money. Most of the players clubs, they're going to ask you to. It's like $5 a point on a slot machine and $10 a point on video poker. So even though you have to put in twice as much money, the casino advantage is probably about 4 times higher. So you're better off being a video poker player. So I've been playing that since the '90s. I used to go with my friend Marvin, and we would go once a year to Las Vegas. And I think it took, and we would go partners, and I think it took us 4 years before we got the first royal flush, and it was very exciting. And but God knows we've gotten so many since then. And people say, "Oh, I never got a royal flush." So I say, "Well, if you keep playing, as long as you keep playing video poker, sooner or later you are going to get a royal flush, and it's a great thrill when you get it."
Mm-hmm.
But it took us a long time because we weren't playing a lot. There were no casinos here. The only thing we had here in South Florida back then were casino boats, and you could go out on a casino boat, leave like in the afternoon or the evening, goes 3 miles out. They open the boat. It's got just like a regular casino. And then it came back at the end of the night. You'd see people there with vomit bags, throwing up in vomit bags if the water was a little rough. So it was always interesting. But that's what we used to have to do until we had real casinos here. Now, the casinos we have here in South Florida now, you have the Indian casinos where they have live table games, blackjack, craps, roulette, baccarat, and you have all of the
And
parimutuel
craps and roulette now.
live craps and roulette. And you have parimutuel casinos. They're non-smoking, but they don't have traditional table games like blackjack, craps, roulette, or baccarat. They do have some of the novelty games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em, three-card poker, stuff like that.
But they're in the high limit or the high limit room. They're in the poker room at those places, and they are player banked versions. They are not traditional class 3 versions like you would find in Las Vegas. And to answer that question, as for me, since my dad was playing video poker growing up, he always had the video poker training softwares on the computers, and our computers were never good enough to run video games. So I would play the video poker training for fun when I was younger. I always say I think I learned how to play video poker before I learned how to drive. So yes, I learned on Win Poker just like my dad did. And then what was the other question? There was another question here.
And back then, it was always Jean Scott who wrote a book. She always emphasized video poker. Jean and Brad always admired them. She wrote The Frugal Gambler, and they always used video poker. That's all they played was. And again, they started as blackjack players. They started going on those
Junket.
junkets, and they were playing blackjack. They tried. She said she tried to count cards, but she wasn't very good at it. She gave up, but they discovered video poker. Video poker is the best game in the casino, really, for the best value for your money, and it is an exploitable game. So, anyone, the best advice we ever give anyone, and we continue to give the same advice: get away from slot machines, learn to play video poker.
And Addie Coco said, "Do you prefer carnival games or single line?" I think I have grown to appreciate Ultimate X. I think I do like that playing more than regular video poker now. I don't know if you would consider multi-hand a carnival game, but I definitely would prefer regular 10 play over single line. What about you, Dad?
Well, traditionally, I would always try and play jacks are better, nine
Mhm.
six jacks are better, and
Paul, I'll get to your question in a minute as soon as we wrap this one up.
at the Seminole Hard Rock when they first started as a casino, they had quarter nine six jacks are better. It was great, and then they got rid of that, and then you had to play it for dollar, and I was comfortable playing dollar, and I did well, and I made money, and I was happy making money. I never bothered to learn double double or triple double, any of those more volatile games. I know people love them, but I was happy just earning my points, taking advantage of the comps, playing nine six jacks or better. Now because of the channel, we have to play these more exotic games because people would get bored with it otherwise.
Yeah, and I didn't even really play any of those crazy games either until we started doing the channel. I mean, I may have dabbled in. We used to play Super Time Spay back in the day, when that was one of the only options. But now I probably prefer Ultimate X. And then what was this other question from Paul? Quick video poker question: was playing Powerhouse Deuces Wild bonus, dealt a five of a kind, three threes, and two eights. Held it because it was a hand pay and I was down for the night. I don't know what I believe you'd probably hold that here. I have a computer here. Let me pull it up on videopoker.com and I'll tell you right now, Paul. New session. Let me move this out of the way so I can see here.
And I was going to comment on the games we play. Sometimes we have to change the games we play because they change the pay tables in the casinos. So we
Yes.
always try and play the games that have the best pay tables. For example, we were playing $2 9-6 double double, which was a 99% game. We
And
were
Illinois
playing that
Deuce.
for
Yeah.
months. Yeah, and they lowered the pay table to 9-5. So now we can't play it anymore.
Because we can play that for quarters
What?
outside. There's no reason to play $2.
Right.
Deuce, deuce, deuce. What was he? Deuce, deuce, deuce,
Another
eight,
game.
eight.
Another game. What was the one where you got dealt the three of a kind and you got the
Oh,
extra draw frenzy?
that's a draw frenzy. Yeah.
Yeah, for a long time we played extra draw frenzy. We were playing, I think it was 8-6 bonus poker, and then they cut the pay table. So the game is still there, but they cut the pay tables. Every time they cut the pay table, we look for a better game to play. We try and
Uh
play
huh.
games that have no more than a 2% house edge.
To answer your question, Paul, it says that holding the five of a kind has an EV of 100, of course, because it pays 100, and holding the three deuces only has an EV of 82. So you did make the right play there. Well, assuming you held the five of a kind, I believe that's what you said. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Mr. Green is asking a question there about a
Well,
tutorial.
Mr. Brand was talking. Oh, lucky Mr. B said he did a multipliers rising with Jamie. They have multipliers rising at the Hard Rock now too. I have not checked any of the pay tables on any of the new games they put in. I'm not holding my breath, not expecting anything great, but we'll see when I get there tonight.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We just found out about it the other day, so we'll check them tonight. And people, one of the best things you can do is check those pay tables. It's the most important thing to do when you play video poker. And on our website, thejackpotgents.com, we have a whole section there. We have two sections, one for video poker pay tables, and the other is for video poker strategy charts. You can download video poker strategy charts to tell you how to play your hands. It's all free. There's no charge. But the video poker pay tables I use it myself quite often when I'm going into to check out a different pay table and go into a new casino or something, and it's pretty good because it'll show you all of the major pay tables and what they return. So there's usually around five or six for each game. That'd be jacks or better, bonus poker, double bonus, double bonus, triple double bonus, deuces wild bonus, all kinds of games like that.
Oh, lucky Mr. B says his channel's growing fast too. That's very, very good. Paul had another question. He said, "Do I recommend a poker game between you Ultimate Texas Hold'em 3 card or crisscross?" I have no idea how to play crisscross. Between Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3 card poker, my suggestion would be 3 card poker is incredibly easy. The strategy is incredibly easy to learn. That's going to be much easier to master. It's queen 6-4 or better. If you have anything queen 6-4 or higher, you play it. If you have queen lower than queen 6-4, you fold. That is it. That is the strategy to 3 card poker. So the strategy for 3 card poker is incredibly easy. I find the game a bit dull. However, Ultimate Texas Hold'em is very fun. The strategy is not as complicated as you'd think. Well, the strategy for the pre-flop decisions is fairly easy. Once the flop happens, it gets a little bit more complicated, but it's still not too bad to learn. So not too bad. Have we ever played Shockwave Poker? No, we haven't. I've seen that on a few machines. I think they have that at Coconut Creek, Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek. We've never played it though.
I don't know that I've ever played it myself. I've seen the game but haven't played it.
Yeah. House edge on 3 card poker. Yes, the house edge is a little bit higher. Honestly, I think one of the best table games you can play right now, if you're trying to play a carnival game, is the new Face Up Pai Gow. Has a fairly low house edge. It's lower than traditional Pai Gow. However, you can't player bank it, so that's the downside. But the plus side is it's a slow paced game, which could be good because the less hands you play in an hour, if you're playing at a negative expectation, the less money you're going to lose. There's a lot of pushes, and you see the dealer's hand. They flip their cards over and set their hand before you even look at your hand, so you know exactly how you have to set your hand to beat the dealer.
And if you're looking for a good slow-paced game to get free drinks, that's the game to play because
Yeah. Oh yeah.
there's so many pushes. The game
Mhm.
the game is slow-paced and it's a fun game.
It is. I find it very fun. Stay away from the side bets, as always. I was playing one time at Samstown, though. Speaking of side bets, I was playing Pai Gow at Samstown probably a decade ago now, and somebody hit the 7 card royal flush, the 7 card natural royal flush progressive. I think it was like $250,000 or $500,000.
At your table?
Yes, at my table, and
That
that
did,
was I was not making the envy bet. Everybody else at the table got like $250 that was making the
oh,
bet.
yeah, I was
But they
going
had to
to.
verify it with security and we couldn't keep playing. So they came and they popped a bottle of champagne for the guy that won it, and they gave everybody else at the table a glass of champagne because they knew it was going to take a while to verify a jackpot that big. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I had heard that everyone at the it's like in a poker room. If someone wins
They call it the envy bet.
the big
If
bet, then
you're
everyone at the table gets a share of it. So.
Yeah, if you're making anybody who's making the side bet. So it's like I think that it's generally like the top 3 hands or so. They call it the envy bonus, where if somebody hits it, everybody else at the table still gets paid for it. But a lot of those side bets, especially the progressive side bets, are very bad because they don't pay like 2-2-1. They pay 2-4-1. So they take away your dollar and then they just pay you 2 at the end if it pays 2. So really it's like 2-4-1 is like getting paid even money. And 5-4-1 is like getting paid 4-2-1. So it is a little bit misleading. The pay tables are actually worse than they look.
Well, all hands in video poker are 4-1.
Yeah.
But now there are some craps tables where they will make it look like it's a better bet because they'll say 4-1 rather than 2-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do that on the craps table a lot on the hardway bets.
Mm-hmm. But it's 15-4-1. No, 15-2-1 is the same as 16-4-1.
Yes.
So, got to keep that in mind when it says 2 or 4, 2-1 or 4-1. There is a difference between the two.
Oh, Mr. Brain says he saw a roulette table that had it printed wrong. It said 241 instead of 221, but he said they were paying it correctly at least. Did you
Yeah,
ever hear about
they wouldn't do that.
Did you ever hear about the sick bow incident? There was a table where it was a sick bow table, and they had one of the payoffs misprinted, and I think it was like one of the three of a kinds was paying like twice as much as it should have or something, and it got to the point where so many professionals figured it out. There were like 20 people at the sick bow table, and they were like doing it like roulette. They were giving everybody different colored chips because there were so many people betting, and they were literally filling up the entire layout on the table,
Yeah,
and
that
people
was
made tens of
Stanford.
thousands of dollars.
Stanford Wong had written about that. Stanford
Mm-hmm.
Wong is famous for writing blackjack books. He's the guru of blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
And years ago, this is when they had a fax service. People would sign up, professional gamblers, people looking for an edge. And if you sign up for this service and he found out about a good beatable game, they would fax you the information. And all these
Mm-hmm.
people who were part of this membership group, a lot of them, it was in Biloxi, Mississippi. They all went to this casino and they were playing this game, and the casino eventually figured out what was happening, that they were paying too much, and then they changed it. But that's what happens every once in a while. This will happen. A casino will make a mistake, but it isn't long before the casino finds out that they're doing something wrong. And the reason they find out
You said they usually find out the hard way.
is because they're not making money on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend also who went on a cruise one time, and he was on the big six wheel. You know how they have the 250 to 1 payoffs? They were both the same symbol. So if you only had to bet one of them to hit both spots. And he was max found that out, noticed that, and was max betting. I think he said he cleared out the chips on the big six table like 3 or 4 times in a day. And then he said he woke up the next morning on the cruise, went down to go play it again, and they were in the middle of disassembling the table because they had realized their mistake.
Mm-hmm. One time I was on in a casino where they had
You're welcome, Joe. Joe says thanks for the live chats.
where they were treating your video poker play like it was slot play. So normally, if it's $10 a point on video poker, one of the machines was set improperly, so it was $5 a point for video poker rather than $10 a point. And I was playing it for a couple of days, and then all of a sudden, the machine was shut down. I guess that, so like I say, they figure it out eventually, and they straighten it out. But in the meantime, you should go and take advantage of it if you can.
Mm-hmm. Dad has just 2 kids, me and my sister. My sister's a few years older than me. I'm the youngin' of the group. And then, and then what else was I thinking about? So, and Andrew, talking about weird rules. I had gone. We finally got craps down here in Florida, and I went to play at the Hard Rock. This is one of the strangest rules I've ever seen. It's the only casino I've ever seen where all the bets in the middle of the table. You know, the hard ways, the horn bet, all those, the single roll bets, and the hard ways. You cannot bet $1. You have to bet $5 minimum, and it's only in increments of $5.
Expensive bet.
Yes. I guess that the only thing I can think of is that it's because they think they have new dealers and they want to make the math easier for the dealers. Steve, have you found one cruise line to have better video poker play than others?
Actually, yeah, we went on NCL. They had 9-6 double bonus. So I think it was $2 and up. So and even I think dollar was 9.5, which wasn't
I mean,
horrible.
9.6 is 98.98%. So for a cruise line, that's a fantastic game.
So yeah, but the funny thing is, they gave us permission to film there, and we never had a winning session. Was the best pay table, never had a winning session. Meanwhile, Michelle and I are playing on bad video poker games, 7-5, 6-5, and getting a royal flush. So it's very funny that we've had much more luck on the worst pay tables than we have on the good pay tables. But one of the reasons we like Royal Caribbean though and Celebrity is because when you go in, they'll let you know what you need to earn. If you're 1,500 points, you'll get an interior cabin. 200 points, you'll get an ocean. 2,000 points, you'll get an ocean view cabin. 3,000 points, you'll get a veranda cabin.
Yeah.
So you know what you're shooting for, and you can go in and do your play based around that. A lot of the other lines, they don't tell you. They'll say, "Oh, well, you play, and then you call up, and so okay, we'll give you a discount." And they won't specifically tell you what you need to do. So that's why we like Celebrity and Royal Caribbean because they tell you ahead of time.
And Adam said, "Why? Curious why we stopped the coupon book." Well, Adam, the reason for that is because every year we would work in the summer to have the book done to release it November 1st. And in 2020, as you know, the summer of 2020 was a little rough. All the casinos were closed, all the employees were furloughed, and we could not get in touch with anyone to make the coupons. And then finally, the casinos started opening back up and bringing their employees back in, but there was such a backlog for traffic that pretty much all the casinos told us, "Listen, we don't need to give you any coupons. We have more business than we can ever handle." So they refused to give us coupons, and then
Well, the
we couldn't
other
really
thing
do a coupon
is
book with no
it's
coupons.
sorry, but the other thing is they shut all the buffets because
Oh yeah, that.
we had a lot of buffet coupons, 2-for-1
Yes.
buffet coupons, and all the buffets were gone. So you couldn't get buffet coupons anymore. So what are you going to ask for? They didn't want to discount the restaurants because they had, like you said, more business they could handle, and they didn't want to give any. Very few ever wanted to give gambling coupons, so it was
Mhm.
difficult.
Have you ever played Deuces Wild Double Double Bonus? No, Joe, we have not. I'll be honest, I've never even seen that game in a casino. That sounds like it's probably going to be a Nevada game, but we just started playing Deuces Wild Bonus in the last year while we've been filming. I had never even played it before. If you watched the first few videos where I was playing it incredibly wrong as well. So I did learn that game since we've been filming. Never heard of or played Deuces Double Double Bonus though.
And we did learn a lot about Ultimate X. You had mentioned Ultimate X earlier, because the strategy does change in that game based on the number of multipliers. We get a lot of people who say, "Oh, well, you played that wrong." Well, it wasn't played incorrectly. It depends on the number of multipliers you have because you have to change your strategy. If you have very few multipliers, you have to change your strategy. If you have a lot of multipliers, you can go with the regular strategy, but with fewer multipliers, you need to change your strategy.
Yeah, and then Bricks and Joysticks asked if we have any thoughts on the Las Vegas Advisor coupon book. That's a great book. We're a friend. We know Anthony Curtis very well. What you go back with him? What 20 years probably?
Oh yeah.
We've always had a bit of a friendly competition going on when we had the books, but hell, I've got an interview with him tomorrow. He's the one that does all the Las Vegas news interviews with us. So I'm interviewing him tomorrow about all the new Las Vegas goings-ons. That video will be out Wednesday. So, I must have missed your question, Mr. Brain. Put it in again so I don't have to go back. But yeah, I think, and he's got some fantastic coupons in his book now, his coupon book. So if you are still looking for coupons to Las Vegas, definitely check out the Las Vegas Advisor.
Yeah, when I first started going to Las Vegas, I used his book all the time. It's a great
Oh,
book
four
to go to Las
stats up.
Vegas. Mr. Brain was asking about Ultimate X
Oh,
Gold on a
have
cruise.
you
No,
ever
I've
seen it
never
on a
seen that
cruise
thing.
ship?
No, I don't think we'll ever see that.
Yeah, that would be great because I know where Mr. Brain would be.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
too exotic for a cruise line. They just have basics, but the problem on the cruise lines is the pay tables aren't that good. But more than make up for it because you're getting free cruises.
Hmm. Yeah, the issue, Addy Coco, is we would not mind doing. We need to. We're looking for games since they cut the $2 triple play at the Hard Rock. We need new games to play, so we might start playing the double bonus Ultimate X because it is a higher pay table at the Hard Rock than it is at the casino at Dania Beach. So since we lost the $2 triple play double, we'll probably start throwing in some more Ultimate X double.
But people seem to like Dream Card a lot.
Yeah.
And we've done fairly well on Dream Card. We got Delta Royal Flush 2 times.
I was just going to say twice. I thought you were only going to say once.
No, 2 times.
Mm-hmm. Once was on dimes, though.
Yeah, once was for 4,000, one was for 10,000.
And that was when we had first started playing as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, the interesting thing about Dream Card is when it first came out, they found that people didn't like it because what it does is the 5th card will once in a while it'll say Dream Card and it'll change to a card that will help the other 4 cards in your hand to the best possible hand. And people didn't like it, so they changed the way they do it now. So when you are dealt your initial hand, you're actually dealt 3 hands in the background, and it takes the best possible of those 3 hands, and that's what it deals to you. Before, I guess it was dealing too many junk hands, and
too many duds. Yeah.
Yeah. So people didn't like it that much, but it's a good game. It's
now,
fun. If you get that Dream Card a lot, it's a great game.
I was reading something. Did you say that they because they did make it harder to get the Dream Card when they made that change? I don't know if you mentioned that or not.
I did not.
Oh yeah, so they did. They made it harder to get the Dream Card. It doesn't happen as often. I think it used to be like 30% or something. And they lowered it to what is it? I think between 11 and 15% now, depending on the game. So they cut it almost in half or something like that. But they did make it better because they do still have it. So the new one that is more that deals the 3 cards in the background is called Dream Card. Uh-oh, Dad just disappeared. Is he getting a phone call or something? And then the version where it just happens once and there's no 3 cards in the background where it happens more often, it's called Draw Poker with Dream Card.
All right. I will go.
You're here. Oh, I don't know. Dad's gone. Maybe he'll be back. Let's see if he comes back. But anyways... Oh, yeah, sorry, 3 hands in the background, not 3 cards. Yes, you're correct. Sorry. Dad's coming back now. Let's see.
Because you may lose it all. And actually, I think there's some people who want to become streamers. They said, oh, this is great. I'll go and I'll gamble in the casino. And they lost all their money.
Mm-hmm. Which was one of the reasons why we started doing this, put out a video every single day, win or loss. And
we were expecting a loss of about $200 an hour based on the amount of money we play. Because the casino does have an edge, but it's a slight edge. So if you get lucky, you can come out ahead. And
Chris and Rick are here from Chicago. Welcome, guys. Happy 4th of July to you. So yeah, some people are saying it's freezing and lagging. Other people are still talking like it's not. So I don't know.
All right.
I guess we'll just go on here for another 3 minutes. We'll stop at 4:45.
Okay, sounds good. So don't forget, tonight we're going to have a live stream from the casino, a little bit of a warm up before we go. Well, we go live at 8 o'clock. We play for an hour. We're going to be at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. That's the same organization that runs the Mirage in Las Vegas. They're shutting down to redo the whole place. We're going to play at the casino tonight from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. But before that, what is it about?
And we're doing a members only. If you join the members on the Jackpot Gents channel, which is the one my dad is live from right now, if you join the Trips or Higher, we're doing a second live stream at 9 p.m. Well, 9:05. I need about a 5-minute break between the 2 live streams, but.
All right.
And that one probably won't be an hour, but I'll be doing it. And I'll be playing Ultimate X Gold, the game that Mr. Brain was talking about.
And then also, you're going to try and do a vertical live stream tonight of what game?
We're going to try the power stacks. We'll see how it works. I don't know because that is a vertical screen. So theoretically, it should work well for a vertical live stream, but we'll see if it might be too small to read the cards. So it's always a learning experience. We always try to go live before vertically before the horizontal ones because YouTube loves that, which is
Yeah.
why we started doing these two. You got to, bow to the algorithm gods. So.
And that'll be around 7:30. And then
Mhm.
once a week on Thursdays, we started playing
Yes,
on
Eastern time. That is Eastern time.
Eastern time. We started playing on Social Casino, Sweepstakes Casino,
Yes,
and
on Thursday night. But this week it's going to be on Wednesday because it's
right.
4th of July on Thursday.
So this Wednesday at 8 o'clock, again, Eastern time, 5 o'clock Pacific time, we will be playing in that Sweepstakes Casino. And we were having fun last week. We discovered Slingo,
Slingo.
which is a slot machine game that is popular in Atlantic City. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else.
No, half
But
slot machine, half bingo, hence the name Slingo.
yeah, it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not familiar with Slingo, be sure and join us this Wednesday night at 8 o'clock to find out about Slingo. And then you can play at these online casinos. You can play from home. You can play as a social casino, or you can play for these sweepstakes, which are redeemable for cash. So
Yeah.
you have two options there, but it's
Mm-hmm.
fun to do, and it's you can have some fun with it.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern or 7:30 p.m. Eastern for the vertical live stream. So take it easy, everybody.
Thank you. Take care. See you later. Bye bye.